Welcome back to the Oracles of Wealth, your premier daily cosmic guide to financial success. Today is Wednesday, May 27, 2026, and the midweek planetary alignments are initiating a massive trend reversal. As we navigate the complex pivot phase of Day 5 of our wealth portal, our proprietary web data scan reveals an intense economic gridlock. Retail internet sentiment across top trading forums has completely cratered, shifting from optimism into a state of exhausted gridlock with a heavy drop in retail participation. Furthermore, former Fed Chair Alan Greenspan's favorite obscure metric, the men's underwear index, has flashed a sharp 3.5% decline, proving that the underlying consumer base is quietly panicking and tightening budgets on absolute basics. This exhaustion leaves the open markets highly vulnerable to sudden institutional manipulation. Let's decode your exact 60-second daily horoscope tracker and your winning lucky numbers. The Day 5 Wealth Portal forces a dramatic pivot directly inside your sector of immediate commerce and localized transactions today. With retail trading volume hitting a state of exhausted gridlock across the internet, the generic crowd is frozen in place. You must break away from this retail inertia immediately by aligning your enterprise with structural market necessities. The dipping men's underwear index proves that basic consumer liquidity is drying up rapidly. Therefore, your financial focus must pivot entirely toward non-discretionary revenue streams. Your explicit financial ritual today is to restructure your immediate sales copy or business focus to highlight absolute utility over luxury. Stop pitching what people want, and start delivering exactly what they cannot survive without this week. Track the volume, automate your operations, cut the administrative fluff, and capture steady cash flow. Lucky numbers: 5, 14, 23. Taurus, the cosmic frequencies are initiating a severe structural realignment directly inside your second house of personal values and liquid net worth. The global data scrape reveals that elite institutional whales are aggressively liquidating their overinflated tech equities to buy up physical infrastructure, cooling grids, and raw power plants. As a natural earth sign, you are being cosmically ordered to mirror this literal flight to tangible assets today. Your explicit financial ritual today is to halt all speculative digital trading and move a defined percentage of your liquid capital into physical commodities, real estate, or hard monetary reserves. Do not let the retail crowd's exhausted gridlock trick you into financial complacency. Protect your capital, fortify your baseline vault, trust the data over public perception, and secure your long-term empire. Lucky numbers: 6, 15, 24. Gemini, the sun continues to generate high-voltage energy directly inside your first house of personal enterprise, but the macro environment demands a major strategic pivot today. On-chain metrics reveal that retail investors are completely tapped out of cash and energy, leaving the markets exposed to massive institutional manipulation. You must use your natural intellectual agility to step out of the retail firing line and reposition your personal brand. Your explicit financial ritual today is to identify an executive or high net worth ally within your network and pitch a premium, direct B2B consulting service or collaborative equity partnership. Do not pitch to the exhausted general public today. Instead, go where the institutional cash is concentrated. Command your authority, diversify your income streams, control your contracts, and scale your revenue. Lucky numbers: 3, 12, 21. Cancer, while the public financial forums slide into a state of silent, exhausted gridlock today, your true wealth leverage is operating at peak capacity behind closed doors. Our proprietary data scan indicates a massive corporate restructuring wave where multi-billion-dollar tech founders are aggressively moving assets into private holding entities. You must mirror this hyper-defensive elite play within your private accounts this morning. Your explicit financial ritual today is to quietly execute a comprehensive digital security update across all financial portals and isolate your liquid reserves from volatile joint accounts. Do not discuss your economic moves with friends or colleagues during this unstable pivot phase. Insulate your private sanctuary, trust your internal radar completely, build in total secrecy, and allow your protective assets to multiply in silence. Lucky numbers: 2, 11, 20. Leo, your 11th house of elite collaborative networks and global wealth architecture is facing an intense cosmic reality check today. Macroeconomic data shows heavy machinery production and infrastructure development holding a strong 5.7% growth floor, contrasting sharply with crumbling retail consumer metrics. This industrial data is a clear sign that you must pivot your focus toward corporate scale and hard physical enterprise. Your explicit financial ritual today is to take absolute, unyielding command of a professional group alliance or pitch a massive joint venture strategy to an institutional investor. The market is completely starved for authoritative, data-backed leadership right now. Step onto the stage, present your calculations with mathematical precision, dominate the corporate narrative, and let the capital naturally align with your vision. Lucky numbers: 1, 10, 19. Virgo, your premium analytical intellect is your ultimate financial armor during today's market pivot phase. The sharp 3.5% drop in the men's underwear index reveals a hidden undercurrent of consumer panic that the mainstream financial media is entirely ignoring. This hidden data drop directly hits your 10th house of career legacy and long-term professional execution. Your explicit financial ritual today is to execute a ruthless, line-by-line audit of your professional overhead and eliminate every single operational inefficiency. Do not allow a single dollar of waste to dilute your profit margins as the retail economy tightens. Reposition your business assets to weather a macro consumer slowdown, optimize your tracking software, maximize your personal productivity, and prepare your empire for a massive structural elevation. Lucky numbers: 7, 16, 25. Libra, the midweek cosmic transits mandate that you completely shatter short-term local anxieties and aggressively adopt a comprehensive global view. With retail sentiment indices printing an exhausted gridlock across your domestic market, your local economy is becoming a highly stagnant landscape for capital generation. Your 9th house of international markets, foreign commerce, and cross-border digital assets is fully active today. Your explicit financial ritual today is to spend 1 hour deeply investigating international real estate trends or foreign currency-backed logistics networks. Diversify your geographic exposure immediately to immunize your capital against localized consumer panic. Balance your internal scales by expanding your external horizon far beyond your traditional territory. The global wealth is waiting for you. Expand your reach and claim it. Lucky numbers: 6, 15, 24. Scorpio, you are the absolute master of turning market exhaustion into personal fortune, and today's pivot phase drops you directly into your ultimate element. Institutional tracking systems reveal massive multi-million-dollar capital rotations moving away from digital tokens and directly into physical AI infrastructure assets. This rapid movement of smart money is creating a massive, temporary liquidity gap inside your 8th house of shared resources and passive wealth systems. Your explicit financial ritual today is to dive aggressively into the raw data of your contracts, crypto wallets, and joint holding agreements. Locate the specific structural flaw or arbitrage window that the exhausted public has completely overlooked. Move with absolute discretion, ignore the retail noise, and quietly secure the bag in total silence. Lucky numbers: 9, 18, 27. Sagittarius, the cosmic portal is rapidly pivoting directly across your 7th house of strategic business alliances and legal contractual foundations today. With internet forum data showing retail traders completely tapped out of energy, you must realize that casual business agreements and verbal handshakes are currently a massive liability. Your explicit financial ritual today is to establish ironclad, non-negotiable legal boundaries regarding your professional time and capital. Refuse to advance any project without signed documentation and a verified deposit. Demand absolute structural clarity from your partners, and ensure all financial expectations are put in writing. The portal promises explosive growth, but only if your contractual foundations are entirely bulletproof. Protect your signature, defend your market value, and secure your sovereign wealth. Lucky numbers: 8, 17, 26. Aquarius, a high-voltage surge of visionary brilliance is electrifying your 5th house of speculative assets and digital branding today. On-chain network trackers have just flagged multi-million-dollar whale wallet transfers moving through decentralized protocols, showing that the core architecture of alternative finance is actively positioning for a major move. The cosmos is handing you a clear green light to break completely free from traditional economic models. Your explicit financial ritual today is to draft a comprehensive risk model or technical data blueprint for an unconventional, technology-driven asset concept. Do not gamble blindly under this transit. Back your unique genius with hard empirical numbers. Innovate systematically today, map your parameters, and collect your returns. Lucky numbers: 4, 13, 22. Pisces, your primary cosmic directive today remains absolute domestic security and foundational asset insulation. The luxury watch index hitting new lows proves that high-end consumers are retreating into defensive cash positions, showcasing a clear macro shift toward absolute financial safety. Before you deploy capital into the open market, your private sanctuary must be fully protected. Your 4th house of real estate and core structural assets is holding the heaviest protective charge today. Your explicit financial ritual today is to execute a physical security upgrade to your property or transition a portion of capital into an untouchable vault. Block out the external market anxiety, ground your energy, and watch your assets compound in complete peace. Lucky numbers: 2, 11, 20.